Hello, and welcome to the Hail to the Victor in You podcast. I'm your host, Tracy Lowry, where here we talk all things about past traumas, abuses, toxic relationships. We really talk about how you can find the inner victor in you and bring it out so you can be victorious and be triumphant after your tragedies. You may be familiar with my workbook. I have my first one that's been out almost exactly a year this month. So excited. It's Hail to the Victor in You, but I also now have a TV show, the Hail to the Victor in You show. So if you're not familiar, go ahead and get those checked out, but let's go ahead and get with the topic today. Happy Mother's Day to all those mothers, future mothers, doggy mothers, anyone who celebrated yesterday. I want to say a great big happy Mother's Day. Thank you for all you do in raising the future of humanity and the countries that you're in. It's a lot of work, especially to those fellow single mothers out there. You don't go unnoticed, and I'm so grateful that we have a day to celebrate the mothers in our lives, whether it be mother figures, biological moms, stepmoms, grandmothers. There's so many different people we can celebrate on Mother's Day. Now before I get any deeper, I want to preface with, I had an awesome Mother's Day. I hope you did too. I was able to spend an awesome day with my son. I am a single mom, and so Mother's Day is especially happy for me. I get him all to myself, and he did such a great job of his gifts and showing me love, and it was a very special day to be able to be with him. It was also great that I was able to spend some time with my mom and my grandma and a few other special moms in my life. So it really was a great day, and I did celebrate it and had a great special time. However, I always run into this when I look at social media. There's people who they get triggered, and sometimes Mother's Day is not a happy day for some. And so I want to pay special respects to them as well, because I can sympathize with some of these people. There are people whose Mother's Day can be sad. It can trigger some bad memories or bad feelings, and it's really easy for them to feel overlooked and unheard. And sometimes when I feel like they post things about it, I feel people like to respond with some really critical and judgmental responses. And I just want to try and change the narrative a little bit and help people see that sometimes Mother's Day can actually be a very down day. Why might it be a down day? It could be things just as simple as some mothers have children that have passed too soon or have passed at all, or maybe they had a miscarriage or a stillbirth. That makes Mother's Day kind of a bittersweet, because you are a mom and you're always grateful for that, but there's a part of you missing because that child is no longer with you. Now, some people will say, well, but you had another child afterwards. You can't be sad because you do have a beautiful child, or you still have children living. We're going to get to that here in just a moment. Some maybe have really negative experiences with their own mother. Maybe they were very narcissistic in their approach to motherhood, or maybe they're estranged from their mom. Maybe for whatever reason they've had a fight, or they've had to part ways for one reason or another. That can make Mother's Day kind of sad for both sides of that equation. Maybe their mom's already passed away, and even not if it's your biological mother, but a strong mother figure in your life, if they pass away or you have bad memories with them, it can really trigger some emotional responses. And those things are real. Those things are worthy of a little reflection and feeling sad. Here's what I want to say to those who don't understand how people can struggle on a day such as Mother's Day. I want to say this. We talked about those who maybe had a miscarriage or a child passed too quickly or things like that. Even if you have, which I have had miscarriages previously, and I do have my son, and I'm very grateful for him, and I could not be more grateful for him and love him and cherish every moment I get to have with him, especially on Mother's Day. But one child cannot replace another. So even though you maybe do have some beautiful children, there's still going to be a part of you that's going to think about that child that's not with you. That's natural. Let people have their moment of grief and time for that child that they lost, because it doesn't matter when you lose a child, whether it's after they're born, before you could, feel them kick or move. There really is never a perfect time or a better time or a worse time to lose a child. And Mother's Day just really is one of those days that can bring that awareness right in front of you. So be a little easier on these people who may be struggling on Mother's Day. Maybe their mother in their life or a figure in their life wasn't a good one. Maybe it was abusive. Maybe it was toxic. Maybe it was narcissistic in nature. Which, of course, if you know, I like to talk about things like post-traumatic stress and narcissistic and abusive relationships and toxic relationships. So this is right up my alley. But if that's your experience, that makes Mother's Day a little odd because so many people are grateful for their moms on this day. And there's lots of posts on social media and there's TV shows and there's commercials. And maybe yours wasn't a great experience. That can make it kind of hard. That can make it so where you feel like, why couldn't I have a mom like that? Why couldn't my mom have been that way? So what I want to say to those of you who are suffering or did suffer on Mother's Day because of whatever reason, I hear you. I feel you. I can totally understand so many of these examples. I understand. And for those of you who don't understand, I want to bring you some awareness and education on that so maybe you can help understand in the future. Although I am a huge fan of focusing on the good, I am. If you had a bad mom in your life, or maybe your biological mother wasn't very supportive or loving, think of a mother who was supportive in your life. Maybe it was a grandmother. Maybe it was a next door neighbor. Maybe it was your best friend's mom who kind of stepped in and helped with that role. Pick someone like that. Maybe you know a really good mom. Maybe your sister is a really excellent mom. Focus on them. Focus on the good examples in your life. But don't shame those who may be triggered on days like Mother's Day for feeling the way they do for whatever reasons they have. Hopefully that gives you some food for thought. Again, I want to wish all the ladies out there a happy Mother's Day, whether you're mothers now, future mothers, or doggy moms, or just the mom where everyone in your neighborhood loves to play in your yard. Whatever it is, I hope you had a great day. Have an awesome week. Again, this is Tracy Lowry and the Hail to the Victor in You podcast. Go ahead and check out my website if you're interested in anything else that I have to offer, whether it be my workbooks or my TV show. You can visit and get more information, www.tracylowry.com. We'll see you next week.